Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sports Roundup with Sushil and Naveen. Thank you for the privilege of your time. So, Naveen, here we are. Super Bowl is coming up this Sunday. I am so excited.
Same here, man.
So
Same
excited.
here.
Excited but also sad that there's one more NFL game left. But you know what? It's going to be back again in 6 months, so it's all good. So, Naveen, I'm going to stay all year. I've been talking about Chiefs, and you know what? I'm going to stick with them. Might as well, right? I've picked them all along. I'm going to stick with the Chiefs, and let's talk about Chiefs and Niners.
I mean, while you're talking about the Chiefs and Niners, why don't you give me three keys to the game for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, sure. I've actually been thinking about this. So I think the first thing I think about from a Chiefs standpoint, Naveen, is running the ball. So Isaiah Pacheco. The Niners have a suspect run defense, and not throughout the year. Throughout the year, they've actually been good, but the playoffs, they've been really suspect against the Green Bay Packers as well as Lions. So I think Pacheco would be a key. The second key I think about is turnover. Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, Naveen, if they have protected the ball, they're 25-1 from a record standpoint. So if Mahomes protects the ball and the receivers don't drop, if they play a clean game, they have a huge chance to win the game. The third thing I think about is on the defensive side of the ball, Naveen, for the Chiefs. They have a challenge up their hands. They're going up against the best running back, by far, the best running back in the league with Christian McCaffrey. The run defense has to step up. Their run defense has been suspect. Buffalo exploited them, and Ravens could not, but they could have, but I thought they went away from the game plan. So I think the run defense stepping up would be key because you're going up against CMC and Debo, who is a unicorn of a player himself.
I think your points are valid. I like the points. The one thing I would say to your points is San Francisco needs to focus on making sure that they make the Chiefs one-dimensional. And by one-dimensional, I mean making them a passing team. Because if the Chiefs run the ball and pass the ball, game over.
Yeah.
I would much rather they pass the ball, which is a dangerous thing, asking Mahomes to throw the ball 30 times or 35 times.
He's done it
but
before.
I would much rather do that.
Yeah.
That would let San Francisco stay in the game
Yeah.
versus the other way where I don't think there's a chance.
It's a great call. It's a bold call, but a great call because you're asking
I mean,
the best quarterback of our generation. You're daring him to throw the ball. But I hear you. I think your point is so valid because otherwise you're going to get killed both ways, which is what happens to the Ravens, unfortunately, in the first cup. Great point, Naveen. So on that note, let's pivot to the Niners, and I'm going to ask you the same question that you asked me. What do you think are the keys for the Niners?
My keys to the Niners are, the first key, in my opinion, at least, is that they need to run a bunch of plays with two running back formations. That's because Debo and McCaffrey are their two best players, hands down, and they need to be involved in as many sets as possible. And if they are involved in running back sets, that will make Brock Purdy's life easier. The second key would be to pass more on first and second down and get yardage on them, right? So to make the third downs less than 2 or 3, so that they can bring play action into play.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy would be a lot more successful if they're doing a lot more play action. And play action can be successful only if you're able to do the first thing and then be able to make some short passes on first and second down. And the third thing, you already harped on it from the Kansas City side, is the run defense.
Yeah.
If the run defense can stand up a little bit, stop Pacheco from running the ball, much at least, control them a little bit, and make the Kansas City Chiefs one-dimensional, that would be a key as well from their side. So those are the three keys for San Francisco.
I actually, Naveen, what you said about the point about the first 2 downs, I think that's such a good point, right? Because you're putting a new quarterback in Brock Purdy in a comfortable situation.
Exactly.
Then you can do a play in action to Brendan Ayuk or Debo, right? So I think that's a great point. So let me maybe add to what you said. You know, Kansas City is the best defense that the Niners have faced. So that they have not faced a defense like Kansas City. So that's something to think about. The other thing, I'm going to close as a Mahomes fan to say, Niners going against the best quarterback of our generation. Last 5 minutes to go. Don't keep the game close, because if the ball is in Mahomes' hand and if the game is close, good luck.
I mean, that you raise a great point. I mean, Mahomes is the difference,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
no matter what we say about McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Mahomes has the ball in his hands at all times when Kansas City is on offense.
Yeah.
And I would be stupid if I let him have the ball with 2 minutes,
With 2
to
minutes
go with
to
the
go.
game on the line.
Yeah.
So
It reminds me of
Kansas-
Brady. Reminds me
yeah,
of Brady.
so the 49ers
Yeah.
need to win the game in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, no, good point. Really good point. You know what this does, Naveen? It psychs me up for a Saturday conversation where we will dive into more of a detailed analysis and also
And-
do our picks.
Absolutely, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward
Me
to this
too,
game.
me too. Such a pleasure doing this with you, Naveen.
Same
So,
here, same here.
Thank you,
Sushil.
everybody, for tuning in, and we will be back with Sports Roundup with Sushil and Naveen on Saturday and do more of a deep dive on our Super Bowl. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.